Today we're going to walk through how to play mob control at Newb Plus level. As you can see, you're going to choose a battle. As you go through here, you want to take a look at the multipliers. See what multipliers make sense to go after. Obviously, the higher the better, but you also have to think about the difficulty of getting them. In this particular one, the 3 times 4 are the easiest to get. It's just a matter of a little bit of timing, but that's not too difficult. Now you also have to pay attention to where the mobs are coming from. In this particular battle, I think it was just a matter of doing it as quickly as possible. So I actually use the ultimates. A lot of times I don't use the ultimate, just doesn't seem to make much sense to do the ultimates. And this was a fairly easy one. Whenever you get like a 12 multiplier like this, it makes things much easier. You can see that was an easy one. The boss mobs are very good. You usually get extra cash and shields. I recommend watching, doing the multipliers with the ads. Just be doing something else so you don't have to actually watch the ads, as there can be annoying. It's a lot of repeats. Had a lot of attacks on my base, as you can see. That's okay. I don't know if that actually does anything, but I do counterattack most of the time. This one, the skull, is actually obviously something you want to avoid. Don't do it that often. As you can see, I lose quite a few mobs to the skull. It just is a little different. You don't see it that often, the red skull, but you need to be able to avoid it. As you can see, I just lost a whole bunch of mobs to the red skull on my side, but it was an easy victory either way. I don't really, like I said, I don't really understand the counterattacks and things like that, why they matter, but I do them anyways just in case. They don't seem to get a lot from the shields. From that I got 300 with the triple multiplier. This next battle I did another counterattack. See if there's anything different here. Now with these pushes, you want to make sure you have enough to keep it strong in the middle. You don't want to overdo it. But your attacks are going to come from the sides. So you don't mind the mobs going down the middle like this. This pretty much assures that you guys can sneak in the sides. Like if it was further down, the reds were further down, it would be an even easier battle. But I made the error of pushing down the middle a little too hard. It was an easy one either way, but that was an error. Like I said, being able to get these triples and doubles really speeds you up, but you should be watching something else or doing something else during the 30-second ad. Some of the ads seem to last 40, 50, 60 seconds depending on how they're set up, but most of them were around 30. You get lucky with some 5-second ads. Now what I'm doing here, you always got to make sure that you are pushing against the sides as well. They will sneak by you on occasion. The middle is the most important, and timing against that 2 times is nice, but it's a little more difficult when you have these spheres in the way. There's been more than a few times where the mobs will sneak by in the end. Like right here, they're getting close with that guy there. It'd be very easy to allow him to explode and a mob sneaks by. But this one looks like it's going to be a win as well. They're already down there at the end, but this is only halfway through. So when you're halfway and you know you're going to pass it, you don't want to release your special mob, as you can release it for the next part if you didn't release it earlier, if you were holding on to it, which I do here. You can see here you want to pay attention to obviously the multipliers as you go through. You can focus down. Now for speed's sake, I decided to use the ultimate again, and it really does help out but it's almost feels like a cheat at times because it can make it so easy. But you do need to learn how to use that as well, because there will be times when you don't have a power advantage, and this will make sure that you do. Let's see, getting these triples really shoots you up pretty fast. I think it's been a little more than a week. I'm almost in the Champions League. I don't really have any kind of favorite as far as with the battle. I just try to pick whoever's the strongest. Here I was just looking at some of the season missions. You want to take a look at these because if you're close and time is running out, you want to make sure that you get that done as quickly as possible. And that's about it. I think this may have been the last battle. Yeah, I think it's the last one. Oh, we did one last one after this. Now see that 10 times? You can almost stick it right on the 10 times and not move, and you'll be fine. I just moved it over here just to be sure the right side was covered, but like I said, it wasn't even necessary. You can see the battle's over. The 10 times, you're almost assured of victory if you just stick to it and don't let anything sneak by. But that was it for today. I think yeah, as you can see, I just did that. That's actually a lot, 600 for, well, it was 200 times the 3 multiplier, so that's pretty high for a counter attack. I'm sure I've gotten higher, but I don't know how much higher. Anyways, thank you for watching, and hope you learned something.